Hello and welcome to SoulWhat. I am Michelle Welch, your oh so serious one who sometimes cares way too much what you think.
And I'm your host, Roger Welch, the one that really doesn't give a damn what you think. Sorry. So what's up today, Michelle?
You're not sorry.
No.
Well, so today we are really excited for several things. First of all, we have a new year. That's great, right?
Yes.
Carrie is back with us producing. And hi, Carrie. You just had to make yourself known over there with the
Hi,
sound.
Carrie.
Right? Thank you, Carrie, for doing this again this year. And look, we have a new set. So Roger has been working.
A little bit.
A little. We've got.
I still have a few more tweaks.
But the tweets are going to be very aesthetically clean because you're going to see more shows coming from inside this wonderful podcast room. So we have more people that are wanting to produce shows here. And if any of you guys are wanting to produce a show here, hey, hit us up and we'll see what we can do. Right, Roger?
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll be able to change it out for whatever aesthetic you want in the room. As you remember before, we had a lot of Rogers and all of our collections from everywhere, and now those are going into our
archives,
our house, or one of the 3 storage rooms that we have.
One of the 3 storage
storage unit.
So you guys, we're so excited tonight for the first guest of the year, and thanks for waiting with us. We're on a little bit late tonight because we wanted to have everything as perfect as we could with this new setup in the studio. But we're real excited for our first guest of the year is Natalie Jones with Ghosthunter Girls. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. I'm going to read a little bit of a bio, but I want you all to know that you can go to ghosthuntergirls.com.
TheGhosthunterGirls.com.
Make sure you put the in there because they are the Ghost Hunter Girls. Yes. And what an incredible name, first of all, right?
Yeah, it is. I like it.
I love it. And so I'm going to read a little bit. I may not read all of it to you guys because I want you guys to go and look at their website. There's a lot of great material on here. And we have a lot. I agree a lot with Natalie's approach to her ghost hunting. And so we'll talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
So Natalie has spent her life preparing for what has manifested as a calling and soul mission to help others as a dark energy healing facilitator, specifically fallen angels, and she has in parentheses devils, okay, through sending them and unclean spirits to the light. She is an expert in this area and is eager to spread this knowledge and wisdom for the greater good and collective consciousness. Since early childhood, Natalie has had experiences and has dealt with the paranormal her entire life, which has led her where she is today as lead investigator, navigator, and the creator of Ghosthunter Girls. In dealing with dark energy as a person, warrior of light, Natalie has grown to understand her purpose through a spiritual awakening to bring darkness to light through communication and different techniques. And she's going to explain a little bit more of that to you guys, maybe exactly what she does. She's a spiritual conduit and receives messages and impressions regularly for the higher good of herself as well as others. And she's also, really exciting, the author of a book, and it is about to hit the stores and Amazon and their website, the Golden Girl, not the Golden Girl. The Golden Girls, doesn't she look like a Golden Girl? Let's see, which one would you be? Which one would she be?
Probably the redheaded. Isn't
The
there a
redheaded one. Yeah, she's the Golden Girls. And look, she's only 20, right? And so, so that's another show.
I
Girls.
just said a couple weeks ago. I turned. I'm not going to say it, but I really turned 1 year younger. So I'm regressing in age, 100%.
I love that.
There you go.
Let's do it. And so we will have a Golden Girls show. I'm going to be on it. I'm that really tall, obnoxious one.
Beatrice.
No, I want to be Betty White. I take Betty.
Because I'm going to be taking you on an investigation.
Oh, yes. I
All
love
right.
that. So Natalie, I'm going to start it again. She's an author and has written a book in the process of being published. And it's like literally about to come out, you guys. So be watching for it. It's called Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light. And it's about the paranormal, the path to healing, and how dark energy operates. She's also a Reiki master and has received the Melchizedek priesthood, other light activations, and continued shaman training, which help in the capacity of a healing facilitator. And she enjoys yoga and, how do you say that, vinyasa? Vinyasa. And
Yes,
when
I'm an avid yogi.
okay, good. When she is not tackling the paranormal, which also helps her to stay grounded and balanced. Welcome, Natalie. So glad you're here.
Yes, thank you again for having me. I'm so excited.
So tell us a little bit about kind of fill in the little missing pieces that I skipped about your Ghosthunter Girls project and what you do with that.
Right. Okay, so to clarify everything, kind of bring it all together, I believe that we all have a major childhood experience or memory that as we become an adult, it's a direct reflection of who we're supposed to be in life and is a reflection of that soul mission and what our true life path is. I also believe that there's a default life path and then also your ulterior life path, which does go along with your soul mission and what your heart's desires are and all of that. So for me, I had an experience when I was a child, and basically Satan was standing in the doorway of my bedroom, and I was what I would say in maybe an out-of-body experience, still in this third dimension, in the spiritual plane. He was very, very real, and the people in the room with me at the time were three of them, and were all witness to me speaking tongue. So I go into the account in more detail in my book. So it's kind of shocking. Some people will be like, what is she talking about? That's a little bit out there. This doesn't actually happen. You only see this kind of stuff in The Exorcist. So trust me. And, and I spent years, I pushed that away. Never thought about it until I had what I would refer to as my spiritual awakening as in my adult years, which is actually the basis and the foundation for my book, Awaken the Higher Self, Bringing Darkness to Light.
Awesome.
So yeah, and during that awakening, I had an understanding in that awakening of why I had that experience. Is that he was trying to instill in me the type of fear that would deviate me from my soul mission. The moment that he knew that I would have a recollection of it. So that's what that was, and understanding what fear versus unconditional love, the way dark energy operates, and really delving into the tools that I go into and how, how people can really go about The thing for me, honestly, was as a dark energy healing facilitator, I've had these amazing healing sessions with people, but there's so many people who are struggling, and there's so many people who do have dark attachments. If it's not an attachment, there's definitely some sort of dark influence there. And this book is about, having the tools to release that darkness, send the darkness to the light, and fill that void with the light energy. And so it's,
That sounds really good. It's interesting because, and I think I told you this when we met, which was a while back down at the Bishop Arts store. And I remember I told you, Roger, that remember when I spoke at what?
Oh, it was the one in
conventions?
Jefferson?
I can't remember.
Yeah, it was one in Jefferson.
And it was a full, I don't know if you were there. It was probably 5 years ago. And it was a full,
Actually,
you want to tell it?
Yeah, so it was probably like our second, paranormal show that we went to, and they asked her to speak, so she goes and speaks. And she's talking about how you really should, instead of enticing spirits or, yelling at them and cussing at them like some ghost hunters like to do. So, yeah, some shows. But you should actually ask the ghost, to go to the light.
Well, and that's the short version.
Yeah,
because
short.
Obviously there's a process in that.
Sure.
But, and I it's not just like you walk in and go to the light. That wouldn't work. But it's the process is that and we titled the show this.
Yeah. And
today we titled it Ghost Hunting, ghost hunting, because of the word hunting.
Right.
What does that mean? Is it
Right.
for sport
Right.
or for a spiritual purpose? And for you, I can tell it's for a spiritual purpose.
Right.
And what happened when I walked out of that and went back to our table, I was like, okay, I'm going back to the hotel room or whatever. And he said,
It's like, I don't know, 6 or 8 people show up to the table. We don't buy her book. I'm like, what the hell are y'all talking about? What book?
Yeah.
It was just like a paper, it was like a research paper.
there was no book. And so now
Yeah.
there is a book, you guys. Of course, she's
Yes.
writing her story, but it's to me, it's something that needs to be told.
Right.
Approaching things from a different viewpoint. And it feels to me that you do.
Yes, and in the book I go into how, because like I said, there's so many people that need help, so I had to write this book in self-therapy format is what it is. And it teaches people about in depth about the light and dark energy itself as well, and the different types of dark energy, and also how to actually go through the process of helping spirits cross over and go to the light. And also those fallen angels, they just need a third dimensional conduit, someone like ourselves, to give them the truth, because they don't have that. And then they're able to take charge of their free agency and make the choice for themselves, which is all of our birthright. That is one of the universal laws.
Right.
So
How does your book tie into, you've covered it a little bit, but into the Ghosthunter Girls?
as a paranormal navigator. Yeah, so I came up with the term paranormal navigator because, it's not just investigating, there's more to it. It's about, using those gifts and talents and abilities and that passion, but also incorporating that with the paranormal research as a professional and building that credibility in the field. And so I came up with the term paranormal navigator for that reason. So how that fits in with the paranormal is when we're talking about dark influence and dark energy, there are those who are experiencing paranormal activity, for example, poltergeist activity, and that is a culprit of someone who would have an attachment. Now, there's people who have an attachment to the point where they literally are possessed, and I have had a couple of clients that I've worked with, and you can audibly hear that possession and that demonic possession, that devil speaking through them. I have no fear, honestly. I believe that where there's full light, darkness cannot exist. So I work daily on, that light work and that spirituality, so that I can be of service to others who really are dealing with some pretty, dark stuff,
Right.
dark influence. Yeah. So
Yeah, I was going to say that we have, every now and then, it's good to know. Do you also do, for our listeners and for others, stores and places like mine, do you also go, besides just going into a home, do you work with individuals, like you said, and can people contact you for that?
Right. So I do healing sessions.
Okay.
Yes, I do healing sessions. That's a part of it, because it's basically step work, and you've got to go through a specific process. And again, and I have stated that process in the book for those, because there's hundreds of thousands of people. Even depression and anxiety, that's a lower vibrational energy, and anything lower vibration is of dark nature. So that means that there's some sort of dark influence that exists that needs to be dealt with. So if we're talking about an influence, an attachment to the point that it causes possession, but then you also have what we call walk-ins.
Yeah.
So, and those walk-ins are when, a spirit or an entity or some other interdimensional being takes possession of your body for however much time, a minute, whatever.
Do you think that sometimes, I've met people I'm pretty, intuitively I knew, and you could just tell they're walk-ins. They have walk-ins, excuse me. Do you think, has it been your experience that there's, I don't know if I want a percentage or anything, but it feels to me that some maybe just allow that intentionally, and some it's unintentional. I know that I have met one for sure that I believe
Right.
the walk-in came at a very, very, very young age, and that was one recently. But I've also met one where I think the person just had almost like given up, and they just had such anger and so all kinds of issues and maybe like you said attachments.
Right.
And I feel like so I guess my question is, do you feel they need to invite a walk-in or not?
Invite a walk-in.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
And I don't know if there's a
you
right
can
or wrong.
experience a walk-in by giving permission unintentionally.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Yeah. There's different ways that we give permission indirectly, unintentionally, that then we're left thinking, well, how did this happen to me? You know?
Right.
But again, another thing with attachments is that basically, you know, we go through life, we go through traumatic times, events, that in that event, in that trauma, doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. It's just really is a part of life and learning and growth. But unfortunately, when someone goes through that trauma, the spirit can fragment. And there are these spiritual streamers that come off of the fragments. And though we cannot see them, they are very real. And that is where this dark energy is able to attach.
Okay.
So part of this process that I go into in my book is, you know, retrieving those spirit fragments, both small and large. There's small spirit fragments. There's large ones that are large enough to have a personality of their own. Mm-hmm. And, you know, through that process, you know, as shamans, we commonly do that sort of process. What I like to do is to clear that fragment of its dark energy before it's brought back and mended back with the remaining main soul part. Because when that happens, then there's not this spiritual crisis that person goes through for a few weeks after the spirit fragmentation is, you know, brought in.
When I was studying remember I was taking the shaman class for my doctorate, and which I don't have my doctorate yet. That will probably be, that's been put on the back burner. But I love school, so what can I say? And
I got my doctorate.
You did? Good.
No.
Pardon me?
No.
No.
No, I didn't.
Only reason I'd probably never even say the name or put it because, you know, I know all these people who go, no, call me doctor, and I just think that's so corny. Like, if I'm a lawyer, am I going to go, call me Esquire JD? You know, I don't like that. But I love to study.
Esquire BS.
BS. I love to study. And so I was taking a shaman class, and there is a book, this is what made me think about it, the wrong way to tell you guys. I've said it before, that book. It's called Soul Healing. Mm-hmm. I am going to post it after the show. That's another great book that talks about the soul fragmentation and from the shaman perspective. Yeah. It's really, really good, and you guys, it's not too big. It's a very digestible book.
It's got pictures in it?
No,
damn.
It's not digestible for Roger, but for most of our listeners.
Pictures?
No, it does
Coloring
not have
book?
pictures. But she writes, it's a female, and I think it's Anne somebody, but I'll post it because I can't remember the name of it. But it's a really, really, if you haven't read it, you'd really like it. It's really good.
Yeah. I actually have heard of it, and I do have plans in reading it. So
it's a good, quick read, and it talks about some of the stuff you just
and
talked
isn't
about.
it interesting how this all ties in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's so much that we do not know, and this, speaking of, you know, doctorate and learning and all of that, you know, I have this just drive to understand and gain as much knowledge as possible to use as wisdom for the greater good, for the collective.
You know, I agree with that, but I will say this too. I will say that I believe we're shifting, and what you're doing is a shift into, and so my book that's coming out with Llewellyn, I'm not allowed to say the name of it yet in case they change it. That's my understanding.
Yeah.
But I'm allowed to announce that it's coming out. Is I had to hold myself back from researching too much because I love to read, and you know, my training is researching in law. But I started just writing because a lot of the information I'm receiving is it's new. It's a shift in maybe it's new, but it's old. Okay, so people have done it for a long time, but a lot of the healers these days have gotten away from what I propose in my book, and it sounds like you too. It's like a fresh approach to an ancient knowing. So
it is.
Yeah, and so I do believe in looking back at even some people from 20 years ago, but I don't necessarily go with everything they say, because I do believe some things are shifting.
Well, as a part of shifting and this mass awakening. So this book was also intended, as it sounds like yours is, to influence that spiritual awakening. We all come to the table at our own time. We do. It's just the way that it is. But if you're, what I believe, and this is interesting, this sparks a memory when we first met. We were talking about whether, something, do you believe in coincidences, or does when everything happens, was it meant to happen? So I always wanted to come back and clarify that to you. So what I believe is that the other side of the veil, but when I use the term veil, that's very, what I would say, there's many different types of veils.
I agree.
So the other side of the veil is very fluid. But when something happens, it's absolute. Nothing is coincidence. Nothing is by chance. So if you're out there and you're watching this, or if you purchase my book, purchase Michelle's book, that book was intended for you. Yeah.
Do we want to do our game? We've been
We have a
really
game?
serious, but we do. Carrie, our producer, has a game for us.
I love games.
And so, and we are all, I can promise you that we have not been fed this ahead of time. So all three of us,
Well, I am
going to
very
be a surprise.
spontaneous, fly by the seat of my
Good.
pants type girl, so
Well,
bring it on.
You'll fit in
You're at the
just
right
fine
place.
here.
Yeah. All right, are you mic'd, Carrie? Can we hear you or no?
I am.
I love it. Carrie is on the show.
So, our game.
I'm going to interrupt you, Carrie. Guess what, you guys? Carrie is starting on January 13th.
The 13th?
The 13th. I can announce it, right?
Yeah.
It's official. Carrie, you will be able to see her. She is like managing our Carrollton location. So she will be
She'll
here
be here.
live. On top of doing podcasts. I don't know. Maybe she'll be doing other people's podcasts too. If
That's
you
what
guys,
she wants to do.
If you guys are gonna,
This one is enough for now.
Yeah.
well, we want more, so we'll have another producer for you guys. So let us know if you want to do a podcast.
Carrie's
from
got
home.
it going on.
Yes, she does. Absolutely.
trying, y'all.
All right, so here we go with the game. What's it
The
called?
game is called If You've Got It, Haunt It.
She's got it going. All right,
She's
if
got
you've
it
got
going.
it,
Are y'all
haunt
ready?
it. So this is for fun, you guys. All right.
Okay.
Were you keeping score? Oh, you said for fun.
It's for fun, but we can't.
I always keep.
She keeps score. Don't.
We-
She'll have the lowest number
we played
though. But
chicken foot over the Christmas holidays, and Lizzie won. She
What's
killed
chicken
it.
foot?
Well, it's like
Dominoes.
train dominoes, but we throw about 3 games into one. But I'm very strict with the rules. And
makes up the
keeping
rules
score.
as we go along.
I'm very strict.
Sounds like me.
I'm very
Everybody
strict
says
with
that
my
about me.
rules. Okay.
Okay, so the first one is, what lake in Dallas is home to the tales of the Lady of the Lake?
Oh, okay. So I think everybody knows this one. If I'm
Is
right.
this the right answers or one of the wrong answers only things?
Do we have-
there's
we do-
one answer for this.
Do we have?
I know what it
choices?
is.
Nicole runs around this lake like 10 miles every day.
It's got to be White Rock.
It is.
Yeah, White Rock Lake.
White Rock.
Yep.
And that's why Nicole. Let's see. Nicole. So
Natalie.
we can
Yes.
talk about Nicole.
Yes.
Did you want to tell us about Nicole? Really?
Yeah, so Nicole is my partner in crime. She's another ghost hunter girl.
She runs 10 miles around that lake.
She does. She'll pick it up. She was a professional runner. Girl's got it going on.
Oh, wow.
7 months pregnant.
Yes. Yeah, I'm holding down the fort. She's been kind of on the sidelines for
Yeah.
a few months, but we've been going strong still, so,
Well,
Nice.
and she's been running around the lake. She is the lady. She is really
That's what
I
it
don't
is.
think so, but
No, but Nicole is the true lady of the lake.
yeah,
Just
Nicole's
saying.
Oh, yeah,
the
she's
lady of the
running 10
lake.
miles.
Nicole's the lady of the lake.
She's
But
the lady.
listen, she's not running the 10 miles right now, but, she'll be back at it.
Do y'all remember that thing where you do step? Do they still have those? Where you
Oh, like the
step?
step
No,
up?
the step class where you step on these little benches.
Oh,
You could add
little-
more. Do they still have those? Well, they did back in the day
At
when I was
24 hour,
pregnant.
I think they still have.
They had those, and of course, I didn't know any of the whatever the fancy stuff. Now you go around the side. I didn't care. I'd be the opposite direction and doing everything wrong. But I did that when I was pregnant with both of the boys about 100 years ago.
That explains what's wrong with them.
And that explains it. Yeah, they got shaken up when I was doing that.
We got a couple other questions.
All right, I'll start talking.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is, what restaurant in Dallas is considered one of the most haunted with stories of ghostly occurrences since the 70s?
They tore it down.
If it's the one,
They tore it down.
and I can't stand their food.
I'm better.
I love their
I'm better
food.
at ghost jokes than trivia, honestly.
Snuffers.
Well,
I want to hear this.
It's Snuffers on. It's Snuffers on Greenville.
Is it Snuffers on Greenville?
It
It's
is
Snuffers
Snuffers
on
on
Greenville.
Ding, 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 ding.
So the one thing we didn't say,
job.
let me just say
Yeah.
this. One thing we didn't say
I love
is we have
Snuffers.
another expert. He doesn't go do a lot with it because he's here all the
Nobody
time.
will invite me.
working. Yeah, nobody invited.
Nobody invites
but
me.
he is an expert on all things. Well, you are. I mean, and he
On all things BS. I mean, everything.
All things BS.
No, he actually
things
is. He will not. He'll be
paranormal?
very humble about his
Everything.
paranormal stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, he clears houses and does a lot. So
That's
And there's
amazing.
a lot.
I did go to the Snuff. They did. They tore the Snuffers down. They rebuilt. It's a Mexican restaurant, but I went a couple of times to that one down there. I took the kids. Lizzie was freaked out, but
You know, I
but
actually.
of course she was like
I've
5 when
never
I
been
took
there.
her.
Yeah. Well, now it's
Now it's gone.
so-
It was
Well,
on. They actually there's
the
a
building
few
is.
of the shows. Where they go and do the. What's the one they do on Travel Channel at Halloween time? The
He watches them all. and
top
they're just so
haunted
good.
places, and it's
Yeah.
actually on that one.
Yeah.
From I don't know, maybe 8 years ago or so, 7.
Are you ready, Carrie? I can tell.
So they were demolished and rebuilt the restaurant in 2013.
Yeah. See?
They rebuilt it, but it's not Snuffers?
It's not Snuffers, though.
Okay, so that's interesting. They
Yeah.
continue to. So it wasn't the building itself.
Right. Right.
So yeah,
There you go.
there you go. Interesting.
Next one. On slow nights, staff can hear pictures falling off the walls or books tumbling off the shelves as if the original owners are still fighting long after they've passed. Happens at what dive bar in Dallas?
Oh wait. So
Dive
what was
bar
the
in
first,
Dallas?
like the first 4 words?
On slow nights, staff can hear
Staff.
pictures falling off the walls or books tumbling off the shelves as if the owners are still fighting long after they passed.
So
Happens at
fighting.
what dive bar in Dallas?
Fighting. Well, I think that could be a bunch of places.
I was gonna say
And a
Andy's until you
bunch
said
of dive
Dallas.
Yeah.
a bunch
Andy's
of
is in
dive
Denton.
bars. So what is it? We don't know.
I'll give you a second half just to see.
Okay.
Okay, so after the bar became successful, the original owner killed
So the
her-
House of Blues?
Nope.
No.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The original owner killed her husband after she thought he was cheating on her and then killed herself.
Scandalous.
No clue.
So this one was Ship's Lounge.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Never been there. Let's go.
Okay.
Never even
I've
heard
learned
the
something
lore.
new.
Never
Ship's
heard the
Lounge.
So
lore.
now we all know.
Never been there
This
Joey?
bridge, ooh.
that I know of.
I know this one.
Yeah.
You said bridge. I already know it.
Okay, so we know this one because we have a sad story from this one.
Oh,
But
wow, I
Goatman's
didn't see that. That's
Bridge.
so funny. So this
All I heard
bridge
was bridge.
has since been closed after a car full of teens driving too fast hit an oncoming,
Wait, this is different.
Oh, but yeah,
oncoming
this is
car,
different.
resulting both cars being caught on fire and killing everyone. It has been said that you can see the names of those died glowing in the water at night.
so is this in Dallas?
Interesting.
This is in
San
Arlington.
Antonio?
Oh, it's in Arlington.
Arlington? No. Okay, so there's a
Hmm.
San Antonio story somewhat like that. In Arlington, I don't know. It's like, I'll combine it with another story.
Okay.
This is a joke. It's at Six Flags on one of the roller coasters. No,
No.
but Six Flags does have a ghost.
But this one
Yeah,
is
funny.
the Screaming Bridge at River Legacy Park in Arlington.
Never heard of it.
The funny thing is, I've known this story my whole life because we're all cheerleaders, and apparently, I don't know if this is true or not, but it was actually a bus of cheerleaders from then. So they always told
really?
the story at my high school. Yeah.
Oh, so it was always the.
It was always.
I thought you said
everybody wanted to go.
interesting.
People used to go there, but now like you can't. Like,
Did you ever go?
I wanted to, but now you can't access it the same way. It's like a lot of stuff over there.
So we thought you were talking. Is there another bridge one on there? Because we thought you were talking about the Goatman Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
When you
Goatman's
first started.
Bridge.
We'll go to the next.
Okay.
In the 70s, the high school was home to a student named Elizabeth,
I know this.
who, while over the stage in the grind, fell to her death. Students and half staff have heard and seen objects move and hear doors slamming while in the auditorium.
I only know this one because I did a show with Megan. Megan, and by the way, we're going to do some shows here, just so you know, Megan and I from our Third Eye Thinkers, and we did a show much like this, and that is her high school. It's White Rock High School. That is true. If that's not the no, Lake Highlands.
Isn't there?
Lake Highlands High
Got
School.
it.
Yeah.
Lake Highlands. Yeah.
White Rock is Nicole, Lady of the Lake, but
it.
but Lake Highlands is where the person hung from the stage. Yes, she did. Sadly, it's a true story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right, so we got another one. I think you're gonna get this one. In the Texas section of this amusement park, it is said that an 8-year-old girl, Annie, drowned in the creek. She can sometimes be seen walking the railroad tracks or in her room in the yellow house, turning on and off lights or opening and closing the curtain.
I think was that what we were just talking about?
I don't think so.
It sounds different. I mean, I at least heard the story of Six Flags different, and we
Yeah,
were talking about that.
It was Six Flags.
Six Flags.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
It
we
says
both
Six
knew that.
Flags
Yeah.
near the Texas Giant. Security guards at night sometimes have trouble locking the upstairs door when Annie feels playful.
I had heard it that, used to, and I don't know if they still have this, but they had like when you first go in and they have the little shops and they had like a candy store. And I'd heard it that she was in the candy store, which, I always went in the candy store.
And you know how it is. There's always different versions
It gets
and little
tweaked,
stories.
changed.
Yeah, it's like the game of telephone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's exactly
So
right.
we got one more.
All right.
On this hill, that on some nights you can see a cabin at the top lit up, but when you drive up there, nothing is to be found. It is said in the late 1800s there was a witch there, and this is how she tries to attract people to her so she won't be lonely.
I only also know this one from my show, so.
I thought it was your house.
Anybody else want to answer?
Anybody else want to?
She can answer this one. You
It's-
got it, girl.
This one it's actually because Roger at the same paranormal convention we bought a book of local lore,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I think it was also in that, but it's Flagpole Hill.
Final answer?
It's Flagpole Hill.
Maybe. Cedar Hill Witch Mountain, is that the same thing?
No, I don't think so. I hadn't heard the witch
I
part,
haven't heard that.
but at Flagpole Hill, which is in Dallas, if y'all know about that,
See, now I've heard of Flagpole Hill, and isn't
Yeah.
that over towards the Arlington Cemetery?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But that there is a similar story with Flagpole Hill, and I think that's what it's
there's
called.
similar stories.
Yeah. So again, what you said,
Yeah.
Natalie, how they can kind of
Well,
intermix.
good job, guys.
Yeah. Well, thanks to you guys for coming up with that game. I think Erica and Carrie came up with that for
Erica
us.
did this, so
Thank
all
you.
kudos to her.
Thank you. And we can, I don't know, we can go see, which one of those would you be, which one rings true to you guys?
I've always wanted to do the White Rock Lake
Yeah.
because
I'm gonna hit home and go with the White Rock
Yeah.
Lake, Lady of the Lake.
I kind of feel that there.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a kind of, is there kind of like a mist or fog that kind of rolls across that lake at times?
Mhm.
Yeah, we had family pictures taken there forever ago, and I didn't know any of the stories or anything like that. And I remember thinking,
Erica on one of them said
Yeah.
it is the candy store by the Texas Giant.
oh, so it is the candy. So
Yeah.
just the facts were just not all in there,
Yeah.
or the facts, the lore.
It is kind of funny because like Goatman Bridge, go out there. I go out there if I
That
stop.
wasn't funny though. That was
Well,
sad.
not that, but I'm talking about. You'll hear people talk about White Rock Lake. Oh, the Goatman's at White Rock Lake. No, you got your stories a little confused. It's the Lady of the Lake there. Goatman's in Denton.
I will tell you quickly, Natalie. It'd be interesting if you haven't gone out there because we were out there.
Goatman's or White Rock?
Goatman.
I am obsessed with the place. I
Yeah.
go there alone all the time.
Well, let me tell you. The
If I'm out working and drive by, I just stop just to hang
I
out.
assume
Yeah,
you've been
right,
there. And then we
right.
had
See?
that guy,
See,
those
I'm
guys
on
who
board
went
now.
out there and stirred, and
Oh.
they were stirring up the,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was sad because the story's kind of sad. And there's other stuff that's happened out there, and you can feel it as an intuitive, psychic. I mean, there's other sad things that have occurred there. I mean, I
Right.
can feel, just,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be blunt.
There is a
rapes and
lot
a lot of
going
things that have
on.
gone out there.
It's
And,
a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
Definitely.
but we saw, we went with my friend and we also went and did the Denton ghost tour because she's a storyteller. The lady that runs that she's a storyteller and she tells you that at the beginning.
It's interesting.
She's
It's
very
fun.
interesting. It's history. And then, and she
And you always
She
have to
really
go to
just
Andy's
kind of said, I'm not here
after.
as an investigator. I'm not here as a paranormal investigator. She's here as a storyteller to take you on the tour.
Hmm.
But before that, we went to Goatman's Bridge and we saw, was it an armadillo?
It was an armadillo.
It was dying, you guys, and I'm going to say
Yeah.
it was so sad. And it was just their fly, and it was pestilence. But what it said to me, that was a symbol of just death out there and the dark energies. It is to me somewhat dark out there. That day it for
Yes.
sure was. It was a
Yeah.
bright, beautiful day, and there was pestilence. And
Mhm.
one more thing, while we're thinking about when I talk about animals, I do just want to say we're having fun on the show and we're serious and at times, but I think all of us want to say we're thinking about people in Australia. We have friends, Ethany, a lot of friends in
Yeah.
Australia, and also just all the things that are going on right now. We'll just
Yeah.
send light to that.
I've put together a GoFundMe for Australia, so I would really appreciate it if you would go out and donate. You can go to my Twitter is officially Natalie Jones, and then Facebook is official Natalie Jones as well. And so
We'll share that to ours
yeah,
too.
that'd be
Yeah.
great.
So if y'all don't mind, Carla Nichols said, so do we have time for Natalie to tell us one of her most memorable experiences sending dark energy to the light?
That's a great question, Carla.
Oh, thank you, Carla. Yes, absolutely. So let's see, which one do I choose? Pick and choose from here.
Most memorable.
The most memorable.
She has a lot, you guys. You can tell.
Yes, I do.
Maybe
So-
where you felt like you made the most
Impact?
I'm sure you do always feel that way, but
So, there's actually I'm not going to say any names
No,
or
don't.
anything like that.
Right.
But there's a haunted location that I've been to, and I had an experience where before we went to that haunted location, there's a child spirit there. And the child spirit actually made its presence known to our psychic medium. And then shortly after, the child spirit also made its presence known to me as well. So I knew, that I had no choice but to help this spirit. This goes beyond, anything. So, and this is the number one reason why I do what I do in the field, is to truly help other spirits and dark energy, and therefore bringing relief to all of us. So I did, and I did my investigation before I left. I did send that child spirit to the light, and so it was. It's a part of this work, and there's really there's nothing more important than this type of thing. When we're all meant to, resume and continue our eternal progression. And when you're stuck like that because you don't have the knowledge, or it's some sort of, darkness keeping you here. Because even like confusion, any type of fear, being scared, it's that darkness that keeps them earthbound. So it's helping them know how to release that whatever is keeping them here, giving them the knowledge and the information that they need. Because I can guarantee you 100% of the time, all spirits will move on once they have what they need to move on and realize that they're not meant to stay here.
I agree with that totally. And that's why I wanted us to, that's why I believe in your work. Because, and not to say other people don't, but that was one of the first things when I met you said to me. I was doing a reading, but when we were meeting at the same time, so we didn't say a lot until after the reading, but you were very adamant about, and I could see you even when you were telling the story, the emotion that came up for you for that. And that's why I appreciate people like you that take the work seriously, and it's not just for sport.
Right.
Yeah, so we can read the lore, we can have fun with that, but it's very serious. It's very serious work. Okay, so any other questions? Carrie, did anybody, how are we on time? Do we have time for some readings?
You want to do the giveaway first?
Oh, we'll do the
Where,
giveaway.
what?
Ask them if they want
Go ahead.
a reading, and then we'll go ahead and give the giveaway.
So we're going to do 2 giveaways. What do we have right there?
Okay, so we have, these are they're clear quartz. Well, one's clear quartz and one is smoky, I believe.
Yes.
Well, we had a smoky. He's not looking
That's
that
it.
smoky, but
It's just the
smoky.
lights.
So, we have a clear kind of milky quartz and a smoky quartz. They're just little ghost
Yeah,
guys
little
that
ghost.
we got from a really good vendor. Gosh, I could give credit to her name, but I don't remember right now.
See, they're from Brazil.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
they're from Brazil. They have it's like a man and wife team. This business. He does the really big crystals, our crystal waterfalls, the amethyst and the citrine. If you've seen them in the store, they're beautiful. And she does the finer work, with
Yeah,
the crystals.
you can tell.
And so
So
these are really pretty. And how they're going to win is
Are you watching YouTube over there?
Oh.
All right, so we're going to do one for YouTube and we're going to give one for Facebook, okay?
Sounds good.
First ones.
and I'm going to interject, you guys. We have some stuff piling up here at Soultopia of people who have not collected their prizes they won. And a lot of people would love those prizes because there's some good ones. So we're going to start now saying we are going to
got
ask
it.
you to
Pick it up.
collect it within.
Pick it up within 30 days or we're going to recycle it and give it away again.
Pick it up in 30 days, or I'll come pick it up for you.
There you go.
Good stuff
See ya?
in here. And if you are out of town, we have a lot of out of town listeners, even out of country listeners. We will ship it to you, correct?
Mhm.
Yes. He
Or-
hesitated, but
Hesitated, but yes.
Or you can fly in from
Fly in.
from
Carla,
Canada.
Carla, get in your car, come down.
Oklahoma. Yeah,
Carla.
and come get it.
Yeah.
So but 30 days because we don't have room to hold.
Yeah,
this
we're going to make it really super easy. That way, because since we're giving away 2.
Okay.
All right, so here's the question tonight. Natalie has a website. Just tell us what the actual website is.
Oh, you better watch fast.
You better watch fast. And I'm going to tell you, it's not the Golden Girls.
Yeah. So you got to be specific.
Golden
You
Girls.
got to be,
Specific.
it has
So
to
bad.
be. That way, if I click it, it actually goes to her website.
And while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and announce the cards we're reading with tonight. We're going to do just a couple readings. And Natalie, if you want to announce what you're reading from and hold it up for them.
Well, we can announce the winner.
Okay,
Y'all
I was
go
just trying
ahead. Kelly is the first one to ask for a reading.
Okay, and you have her information? Kelly? Okay. And got another one?
No, this is for the reading.
Oh,
reading.
Kelly's for the reading. Okay.
Readings.
So, what are you reading with tonight?
We've got the Sun and Moon Tarot.
Okay. So we just now got these back in at Soultopia. A lot of people have requested them. One of the reasons that it has good diversity in the deck. I'm going to be reading with, and I could talk forever on this. I'm going to do a little blog thing on this. It's the Relative Tarot. And this is from our dear friend, Carrie Paris. It includes a scarf and, actually, Roger's reading
Actually,
with this.
I've.
Roger's reading with this. Scarf and beautiful cards. I mean, they are gorgeous.
Yeah,
And look
this
at
is actually pretty
box.
cool.
And her,
The scarves.
Carrie, do you
She
have
always has
Very
a.
cool.
Actually, I texted her before the actual show started, but I know she's traveling. She was in Prague a few days ago, so I'm sure she's on that weird time zone, whatever.
So if you guys don't follow Carrie, she comes out with amazing products, and she
And we kinda like her.
we kind of like her.
Just a little
Just a little bit. And I'm reading with the Illuminati Tarot by Eric Dunn and Kim Huggins. So our first reading is for Kelly. And did she have a specific question? Carrie.
It doesn't look like she did.
Okay. And just while you're looking at that, I will say we each probably all set our intentions differently. But for the sake of the show, just know we will each set our own intentions. But in general, we ask that these readings be guided by the light and that they are for the best and highest good of anyone we read for. And this first one will be for Kelly. Okay? And I will pull one card.
One card tonight.
Let's see. I told you. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
You ready?
One.
One
card.
card. And so it's just going to be a general, what does Kelly need to know for her best and highest good? And I'll go first if
Sounds good.
I can't.
I'm feeling you should go first.
All right.
This one. Look, I got one card.
Take a.
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay.
Oh,
so-
I thought it was you.
All right, so, all right, Kelly, I got the Justice card. Kind of cool here. What's cool about it also, not just, Justice can always mean a lot of different things, from legal to whatever. But what I see within this card is actually a very balanced, structured look to you. Okay, something that's coming with you that you have. You're going to have some choices coming up, and you need to really sit down and you need to really figure this out. Pros and cons, almost. Look at how each one lays out, all the good, the bad, on each side, and just make your decision. Don't just snap judge it and just to go with it. You need to sit down and really make a decision on this by looking at what's good and what's bad about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go next, or do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually felt impressed to add a little bit more to that, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. So it's this sense of completely looking one direction, and with the justice and finding true balance, weighing all options. And being able to move forward and seeing clearly would be to give some time, maybe step back a little bit and really look at all moving parts. Yeah.
Did you want to draw a card too for her, or do you want to? I just can't get up. These are beautiful cards, you guys. Carrie, Paris, you've done it again.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous. All right, and plus the Justice card is just one of my favorites.
I know.
That Two of Swords. All right, so I'll go. Carla, for you, I got the Three of Cups. Not Carla, excuse me, Kelly.
Kelly.
I got for you the Three of Cups. And this feels like you may tie it back. You know how a lot of times our readings all tie together. This one feels a little separate, but you may know how it ties back. I feel that it's time for you to celebrate yourself a little bit more. You are very good, I feel, and I don't know who this is, which Kelly or anything, but intuitively I feel for you in this message that you are so good at supporting everyone else. Like you would be the one saying, look at Natalie, look at all she's doing, and Natalie, and Carrie, and Roger, and Michelle. But it's time for you to celebrate you. I would say begin that as soon as possible. And now I kind of feel how I know that's going to tie into what Roger and Natalie said. So, yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So do you want to do a separate card or just on her?
We have another one.
Okay. You want me to do the next one? Okay.
So Nellie, actually,
Okay.
a general reading.
A general? Okay.
Nellie.
All right. So for Nellie's best and highest good, she wants a general reading.
Okay.
I'll start. Nellie, I feel like there's something in your mind right now, and you're wondering, it's a situation, and you're wondering and you're struggling with the decision of whether it is worth the, whether it's worth the confrontation. It feels specifically like that. Is it worth it? Is this battle worth my energy and my time? And I'm going to give you an answer that I'm feeling very strongly from this, and the answer is no. You would walk through this whole thing thinking, and you're not a confrontational person, but you're feeling like you need to maybe confront the situation or get involved in it. And the answer is no. You are not obligated to get involved in that situation. It is not your battle.
Okay.
Okay.
Want to go?
Yes. So we have the Three of Pentacles works. So as long as you continue to stay focused on your work, what really makes you tick, and move forward in looking at three possible solutions. And I feel like with what you said, that in tying with this card that Michelle drew, is that though it may not be worth the battle or your time, you are going to have to come to a decision on whether you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of your happiness if that's what you really want. But I believe in time, the way that you will really know that is just by staying focused on your work and then allowing everything else to kind of the dust settle and what you need to do, and that three around you. It's like you see forward and your peripherals, and you can't see what's behind you. So it's about finding a way to go in that full 360 turn so that you do find that clarity.
Yeah, I feel that. And by the way, my card was the Five of Swords.
Okay. So after you do all of this, don't forget to celebrate yourself.
Yeah.
I got the Two of Cups. But yeah, I agree with everything, but never forget about yourself and taking care of yourself and celebrate even those small victories and things that have moved forward or moved past you, and remember to always step back and celebrate a little bit too.
Yeah.
Beautiful card. These are gorgeous.
Because what's life worth living if we don't enjoy it?
Exactly.
Right?
Got to enjoy it.
So, do we have time for any more?
So probably not, but we did have a winner.
Okay.
So it looks like
Winner.
Lori LeBlanc won this one.
Okay, so Lori.
You had Lori, and
Lori,
then
you're one of the ones that needs to come pick up some of your prizes. Cause
no, she came by the other day. That may have been our
I'm
fault.
calling you out, Lori. It was our
She's
fault.
calling her out, and she come by here the other day, and we couldn't find it.
So
Lori,
did we say we were
contradict
gonna
your
do
stuff.
one on?
One on Facebook. It was actually Kaylee. Leslie almost had it, but she missed a word.
Did she not put the?
No, she didn't put Hunter.
So it's the
Ghosthunter Girls.
Ghosthuntergirls.com.
And it was Kaylee
GoldenGirls.com.
Firefly Medium.
Although I had a feeling somehow
Yeah,
we are going to figure out how you're.
not the Ghost Girls.
Yeah, it's going to be, instead of the Ghosthunter Girls on Discovery Channel, it'll be the Golden
Yes.
Girls.
The Golden Girls.
Yes,
If you flip over and it comes up with the Golden Girls, you hit the wrong channel.
Yeah, you've got to go to
Keep flipping.
Ghosthuntergirls.com and to their channel. Yes, and their show.
We're gonna have a Golden Girls show.
I
What?
said Ghost Hunters.
You said earlier we're gonna have a Golden
Yeah,
Girls
no,
show.
I'm just joking.
Oh, okay.
Well, now since we have such a good inside joke going, I mean, I'm really planning for Halloween at this point.
I think we need the four of us, or four of you guys, and how many you have in your group there.
Yeah,
but
there you go.
Hey, I will be one of them if I need to be, because, I love Lubies.
We've got
food,
3,
and
so you're the
bingo.
4th.
So
There you
I'm
go.
all ready to go. So that's all with our readings. And I wanted to tell you guys one thing before I forget. Leslie, who watches our show a lot, is one of she comes in the store, she comes in Soultopia. She's a great girl and lady. I wanted to just show you guys these beautiful earrings she made. She has, can you see them, Carrie? Do I need to take them off?
They're amazing. I noticed them earlier.
So she has made all of these earrings, even using our Soultopia tag, even our vintage Soul Stones tag that we hang on them. This one has Hamza's, I think, on it. But because she wins and buys a lot of Soultopia bracelets, which was the beginning of our business. And so she will win a lot, like, or come in and to some of our events and win, or maybe they'll break. And I saw, thank you, and today, me, nothing, and you're representing. And she has made them into some earrings for us, you guys, and they're really pretty. She has all different kinds, and I just wanted to give her a shout out for that, because I hadn't really properly thanked her for that. So thank you, Leslie, for that, and I know how busy you are. I want to thank you, Natalie, so much for coming on. Yes, just kicking off the year.
It really has been my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And I'll hold you to it. I want to go on one of your investigations, and what do you call them again? You have a special word for your.
So paranormal navigator, but
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
All
All right.
paranormal investigation.
And she's a paranormal navigator.
I
Yeah,
like
I
that.
like all your terms. Yeah, so I guess we'll learn all those in the book, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So
awesome.
before we leave, can you tell us one of your ghost jokes?
Absolutely.
All right.
It would be my pleasure. Okay, well, I've got 3 go-tos. And since you're a cheerleader,
There we go.
okay, so see, now I've gotten blank. That's the one that always gives me the one. Yeah. Okay, well, let's move on to the next one, and then I'll tell the other one if it comes back to me. So what did the ghost wash its hair with?
I don't know.
I got nothing.
Shampoo.
That's a good one.
Yes. And then why did the ghost make a good cheerleader?
On the spot here, I'm not sure.
Because it has lots of spirit.
Can you do jazz hands now? Do cheerleaders do jazz hands?
Everybody says that. But
You know, I was the captain of the drill team in high school as
Really?
well. Yes, represent
Love it.
dancers.
I was not, but I was captain of the tennis team.
If I went back, that's what I would do.
Amazing.
Yes, I
Amazing.
finally quit tennis my senior year when I was supposed to
I
go
love
play.
tennis.
My doubles partner went on to play for UT, and I was like, I cannot hold this racket another day. Played from 6th grade on, 8 hours a day. That was pretty serious. Pretty serious about that tennis. All right, wrap it up. Okay, so thank you again, Natalie, for coming.
Thank you.
You can listen
Thank
to
you.
SoulWhat on Spotify, the iHeart Radio app, Google Podcast, iTunes, and of course by listening live on YouTube at Michelle Soultopia. And before I finish, so you don't cut me out with the music, I also wanted to say, make sure you tune in for all of our shows on Tuesday. We're usually on at 7:30, thanks to this great new set. Natalie was here very early. It was us that we were late. Usually 7:30. And on the 28th, Chris Ann with Hay House will be on with her new deck, the Light Seers Tarot that has been all the rage. So she will be here remotely with us on the 28th. So you can listen on live on YouTube at Michelle Soultopia and on both of our Facebook pages at SoulWhat and at Soultopia Holistic Boutique. Thank you for listening to SoulWhat, where we talk about matters of the soul and you decide what's important for your soul. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.